I think in any sort of these segments, the number one thing, even though it's not part of the meat, but we always circle back to this, but prevention is the best care. And with anything skin, anything exposed skin, sunscreen. Sunscreen is the number one thing. We didn't pull any biology stats for the neck specifically, but we cover this time and time again where photo aging, one of the biggest things I change is skin elasticity. And like we talked about, elasticity is a huge part of your neck health, and it comes with a lot more elasticity to begin with, but when it loses that youthful bounce, visually it's that much more visually it's just a lot more visible. So sunscreen is the number one thing you should do here.
I pulled a quote from one of the papers that talks briefly on UV, and there's a line here that I think it's kind of sums up all of our feels. So this paper, they write, even those who frequently and consistently use sunscreens often neglect the neck and décolleté when applying them for everyday use, leaving neck skin prone to photo damage from UV radiation resulting in photo aging. I'm definitely a culprit of this, for sure. Exposure to UV light vastly accelerates normal aging related changes and also induces a range of dermal molecular responses that collectively degrade skin quality and are responsible for an estimated 90% of visible skin aging. So
I don't know how much I trust the 90%, but at the same time, it is definitely a significant, a large, accounts for a huge amount of aging. So yeah, definitely bring that sunscreen down to the neck.
Yeah. So with that, aside from sunscreen, if you haven't already, just start taking all your products down to the neck, like just in neck and chest area as well. It's something that after reading this, I wish it's something I knew, but like after going into the bio and just seeing how the state of neck skincare is, it's just something I wish I did earlier. And there's no reason why you can't try.
I will say, like I said, I think before I have a habit of bringing product down to the neck, but it's not like a conscious, I'm doing it to take care of my neck thing. It's more like I have like leftover product. I'm cleaning my hand. That's what that is.
It's your own paper towel.
Exactly. My neck is definitely my paper towel. It deserves a little bit more product than that.
Yeah, for sure. There's one more line which I thought was kind of interesting and funny that was mentioned in the summary paper. They write, prevention may be the best approach to treating the aging neck. Applying the practice of generational preventative dermatology to the evolving aging aesthetic patient includes a physical examination of the neck in the third. I didn't really know what that meant, but in the third, which provides a roadmap to the patient's future neck anatomy.
I don't know if I want a roadmap to the future of my neck anatomy, but thank you.
Yeah, and get this, they write, in addition, reviewing family photographs may also be helpful in younger patients who seek preventative treatment. And I'm like, also something I didn't think about, and now I'm going to be looking at it,
Oh, man. I wish they didn't say that.
I know. All right. So all in all, Gloria, I think the question is asked that we should ask you is, after reading all of this, do you need a specific neck care product?
For me, I think it kind of depends, right? Like, I appreciate, like Victoria mentioned, in the meat section, I appreciate products that's done clinical specifically on the neck area. It gives you a little bit extra peace of mind, and also like having a piece dedicated to the neck just for ritual reasons, like you will purposefully use enough product to apply on the neck area. But I just think cost-wise, it's not something that makes all that much sense for everyone. And in terms of the amount of efficacy you're going to get for a specific neck cream versus, hey, you're already using great ingredients, why not just bring it down to your neck area? I'm kind of like split 50-50 on this one. And I will say sometimes if you look at a product line from a brand, you'll also notice that they maybe have similar sentiments. And Victoria found this great example in Elastins. They have a restorative skin complex with their signature Trihex active complex. And then they also have a neck complex. We're just gonna put the ingredient list up really fast. So the restorative skin complex is $230 for 1 ounce, whereas the neck complex is $142 for 1.7 ounces. And I will be honest, I had issues finding the difference between these two ingredients.
Yeah, so I would say Alastin is kind of that prime example of a brand that's like neck. People are aware of neck. We should come out with a neck product. So what do? Let's just take our serum and put it into a neck cream. And this is a prime example of, hey, like other skincare ingredients for face probably could be helpful for neck as well. And the price point would be something where Gloria and I like really raise our eyebrows to. And, you know, Gloria and I actually didn't find a lot of clinical testing around their neck products. So this is where one of those scenarios where if I'm going to choose between this and a Replenix or a SkinCeuticals, like definitely they're all in the same realm of clinical higher price point. I'd be going towards those that are more targeted. And then last but not least, I did want to make a note I found interesting, and this actually is specific for Asian skin. There, in some of the papers, they actually will break down neck skin by ethnicity. And in terms of Asians, they actually did make a note that compared with other ethnicities, Asians have a thinner stratum corneum with increased lipid content, which may contribute to higher sensitivity to, they say, exogenous chemicals. But basically, the neck area could be more sensitive than other ethnicities. So that's just something to keep in mind. The neck skin, if you are trying to apply a retinol, the retinoids or anything to skin area, definitely, go about it with caution. Still do the onboard, just want to point out there that there can still be some sensitivity with that. So
I find that to be 100% true in my case. If I'm testing something under my chin and my neck, will definitely have a flare up before my face does.
Yeah.
It's such a good point. So like for someone like me, my face has a sensitivity to retinol, and I usually don't go higher than our double play at 0.3% retinol. I've used the 0.5s before, but that onboarding period is just too annoying for me to deal with.
Yeah.
And I definitely would not, even if I go through the pain of onboarding retinization like a 0.5 or 1%, I would not use that level on my neck at all. So that's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, when we say bring your product down to the neck, it's don't approach it like a free for all. Let's bring everything down to the neck. Just proceed with some caution still.
Yeah. So all in all, in terms of topicals, what we feel like they're good for is generally in the realm of prevention. Mm-hmm. Some help in terms of wrinkles and crepey skin texture. In terms of, I would say, elasticity, sagging, lifting, these kinds of skin concerns, I would feel less confident in, at least from the given clinicals and just kind of the lack of testing there is. But all in all, that's really it for the episode. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be applying all my products more intently from the neck down and not like paper towel style as Gloria has described it.
Yeah, and I think the takeaway here is that it is a natural part of aging, especially given the amount of movement, the amount of work that your neck goes through every day. Yeah. So I will say, I think part of the beauty of preventative skincare is you just feel like you're doing the best for your skin there is. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be super duper corrective? Maybe not. But at the same time, like I think by taking care of yourself, you can age as gracefully as possible and not stress so much about these changes. It's just going to happen. So.
Totally.